pretty girls! A little more than a year ago, I had breast augmentation done. I'm making this video to help girls who also want to get it done, because when I had to research it, I found little information in South Africa about it and personal experiences from people. So I thought that it would really help other girls who are scared, because obviously that's one of the things you want to do it, but you're scared too. You don't know which doctor to use, you don't know if you can trust the doctor, you don't know which method is the best, and it's really difficult to research it because all of the information is American, but you don't know what it's like in South Africa because it is actually quite different. So I'm going to answer a few questions that you might have. So I hope this video can help girls, to help some girls overcome their fears of doing it, because I also had a fear, but I did some research and this is my personal experience, and I can't guarantee that everyone will have a successful operation. This is what I experienced, and I blogged the whole entire thing since before the operation until the day that I went for the operation. I have photos that I will add to this video. I paid 36,500 Rand, and that was last year, but I think it would be close to 40,000 or maybe more. It depends which doctor you go to. I think I found a much cheaper one. Not that he was bad because he was cheaper, but just make sure that you find one not for the price really, but for the way that you trust the doctor. But don't think because you're going to spend like 50,000 that he's going to be the best doctor ever. And then I also paid 600 Rand for the first consultation. So I paid 600 Rand for the consultation, and then thereafter all the 36,500 Rand was for everything after, like the consultations after. In dollars, that would be about $3,819 US. If it's maybe cheaper here and you're thinking of doing it here, I know some people go to Thailand to do it, but I just prefer to do it in my own country because you can communicate well to the doctor and you just get more, I guess, and you both just understand each other better. That's just from my personal experience. Most other doctors that I asked a quote for were more than 40,000 Rand last year, so now they would be more expensive, but this doctor was the one of the cheaper ones I found. I got Over the Muscle, and it's a silicone gel implant. I believe that this method that I used is safe. It's not like previous years where the implant was leaking or something like that. You don't get cases like that anymore, or that's according to my doctor. So he showed me the implant, the silicone one. So he showed me it cut in half. Like if you literally cut it in half, then it's like a gel. It cannot leak or infect your body. So it is safe according to him. But I guess anything that you add to your body that is not supposed to be there, you might also be at risk for getting some infection or thing because it's not supposed to be there, so your body is going to want to reject it. So I can't say that everything is 100% safe, but the way he explained it to me, I was really happy and I trusted that this method was safe. It depends from person to person to what you prefer. There are disadvantages and advantages to both over and under the muscle, because those are the two types that you get. You can either have it over the muscle or under the muscle. But to me, like what I researched, it doesn't feel like there's a right or a wrong way. It's just how you prefer, which disadvantages and advantages you actually prefer. I personally chose Over the Muscle just according to what my doctor explained to me and how he explained the disadvantages and advantages of Over the Muscle and why he uses that technique and believes in that method, because you'll find that most doctors either do only over the muscle or only under the muscle. Actually, they do both methods, but they would prefer to do only one method because that's what they believe in and that's what they are confident in doing. If you go for a consultation and the doctor explains to you the disadvantages and advantages of over the muscle and under the muscle, then after that consultation I'm pretty sure you will be able to decide for yourself what your preferred method would be. Going over the muscle is a more simplified operation, so you are affecting a lot less tissue than going under. If you actually think of going under the muscle, you are going to affect that muscle much more, and more tissue is going to get damaged and harmed. That being said, it's a less painful operation apparently. Like, I can't say what it feels like to have under the muscle and what the pain is like, but I will talk about the pain just now. The second reason that I got over the muscle is that my sister got the same operation as me, exactly the same, at the same doctor, and she had it done almost 2 years before me, or 1 year before me, I can't remember, but she also got over the muscle, and I just saw her results. I saw like that it was a success, so I just went for that. I like to do exercise and I like lifting heavy weights, and this was a concern for me because the research that I've done shows that a lot of people struggle to do certain exercises after they go for under the muscle breast augmentation. So for instance, they struggle to do push-ups or anything using this muscle because it has affected that tissue too much. I didn't want that to affect me. I got over the muscle instead so that I could still be able to do all the exercises, and I can really honestly say that I haven't not been able to do any exercise. I've gone back to normal, the exercises that I was doing before, all the heavy weight training, and I've gone really heavy, so it hasn't affected these muscles at all. But there are still girls who go under the muscle and they can still do the exercises after, and they still lift heavy. I just think it's according to how your body reacts and how it recovers after. I think it just depends from person to person, but I have heard a few ladies who struggle to do certain exercises after their operation. Also, going under the muscle, when you do certain exercises, it moves the implant around. It's kind of uncomfortable, or I'm not sure because I don't have that, but that's what I've heard from some ladies. I also chose this method because it's less painful and it was less recovery time for me. According to my doctor, I can still breastfeed one day when I have children. Now, according to my doctor, the reasons that he gave me for not wanting to do under the muscle is that he said later on in life, the implant, if you have under the muscle, will kind of sag and drop down, and then you will have like a double boob. It will go like double like this. I guess that's like the extreme cases. I haven't seen anyone with breasts like that, but that's the reasons that he gave me. Some people say that under the muscle gives a more natural look, but I have over the muscle and I am completely happy with what the results have looked like. They look naturally to me. They are not like oversized, so it gives a natural look, and my sisters also look natural. They don't just look like these mountains, because I think some people have that idea in their heads. But that was my main reason that split my decision between doing over the muscle or under the muscle. Like, I wanted to go under the muscle just because I was scared that it wouldn't look natural, because reading stuff I read that it's more natural under the muscle, but according to my doctor, he said that he hasn't found that it doesn't look natural to him, or his patients haven't complained about those things, so I basically just trusted his instinct. Okay, the other disadvantages that I found of over the muscle was that it causes like a rippling effect, like, you know, when the water ripples. So you get it on the side over here. I haven't got it. My sister started to get it, but seriously, it's not even noticeable. Like, she made me feel her boob on the side here, and if I felt like nicely, if she went to the side, then I could feel the rippling a little bit, but I couldn't even see it. So it's not a big disadvantage, but it is something that you must think about. Maybe it can get worse later on, I'm not sure. As I've said, I've had it more than a year, and I haven't had any rippling. And then another disadvantage is, my doctor didn't say this, but I just noticed it, is if you do fitness competitions and your body fat is really low, then it can look unnatural. like, you know, just 2 balloons stuck on there. But I've seen lots of girls with under and over the muscle, and I've seen with both of them it looks unnatural, because obviously all the fat around their boobs is gone, and they are so lean that only the fat from and the silicone from your boobs are left, so it kind of looks like 2 balloons stuck there. But those are like extreme cases when you do fitness competitions, so you wouldn't look like that all the time. But honestly, I would rather have like boobs that look like balloons stuck on me than I would have no boobs at all, because that's what mine were like. My doctor was Dr. Duma from the Interbeni Life Hospital in Durban. This was also my sister's doctor, which made it really easy for me because I already trusted him. My sister found that doctor by researching from friends, like people, contacts that she built up of people that did it and were satisfied. So if you have to choose your doctor, I would suggest going that way, and definitely getting recommendations from other people. That will really make you a lot more comfortable and make you trust your doctor a lot more, because you will actually see that that person has normal boobs and it was a success, and she hasn't had problems over like the past few years. And my sister was 100% happy with his way of his operation and everything that he did, so that made me really confident in choosing him. It's really important to speak to people who have experienced the procedure with the doctor that you are choosing. That was the most important thing to me. So if you've chosen your doctor, go to the first consultation, and in a consultation you must decide if you are going to trust the doctor and if you're 100% happy with him. If you feel skeptical or something is telling you that you're uncomfortable or it's not the right doctor that you want, or something is just telling you not to go with that doctor, then go for another consultation. I know it's expensive, it's like 600 Rand for a consultation, but it's something that is going to change your life forever, so you have to be 100% sure. So that's what happened to me when I went for my first consultation. I really felt like I really wanted to do it with him, and I was 100% happy. I trusted him with my whole entire life, so that is just the way that he came forward to me, and I could hear that he has had a lot of experience in his life. Actually, I went for the consultation on the Monday, and then he said to me he has an opening on the Wednesday, because sometimes it's a long waiting list, and I trusted him so much that I just went for it on the Wednesday 2 days later. The staff and the nurses at the Interbeni Hospital were really, truly amazing. I had never been in hospital except for an accident that I was in when I was like 3 years old, so I can't remember that. So it was my first time in hospital, and I always hear like horrible stories of bad food and bad service and stuff. But really, I couldn't complain. Like, I didn't even want to leave the hospital because it was so nice. It felt like a hotel. And the whole way they just cared about me, and they just helped me to stay calm, was really nice, because obviously I was scared. It was my first time that I can remember. So it was really helpful just to have them like by your side, and really people who are caring, and when you push on their button, they are there to help you. I don't really know how to explain the pain. I thought like maybe if I take it according to a pain scale, then that would give you an indication. So on a scale from 1 to 10, my boob pain was 4 and my back pain was 7. So actually I had, it felt like I went for a back operation, not a boob operation. Honestly, I didn't expect the pain to be so little. Like, I really expected it to be much worse. To be honest, my period pain every month is much worse than going for that operation. So if you are scared that it's going to be painful, that's like the last thing to worry about. Painkillers that they gave me, I think, really helped. The first night after the operation, I got operated like at 1 o'clock, And that first night, I didn't have any boob pain. I actually only had back pain because I had to lie on my back. And I'm not used to that position. I never sleep on my back. And I also have a curved spine, so it was really annoying. I didn't sleep much that night because I had to call the nurses the whole time, and they gave me 2 morphine injections for back pain. So I'm not sure if that's the reason also that I didn't have boob pain, because I had 2 morphine injections, but not once could I really say that my boobs hurt so much, that I was aware of it. So the sizes, they don't go like A, B, C cup size. It's according to numbers. So the size that I got was 280 cc. So when I went for my consultation, the doctor asked me which size I wanted to be when it was all done. So I was smaller than a A cup. Like an A cup was sometimes too big for me. There would be like a gap in my bra. That's how small I was. He made me try on like silicone cups over my boobs to just get the feeling like which feel I would go for, and then he made notes. But then he told me like I must just trust him with the size. Like first of all, I told him I would want to be about a full B, so you can actually just give him direction. And then what he did was he said that during the operation he puts in the different sizes, and then he checks according to your hips and your body size to go so that you still look nice and in proportion. So it's not like these huge boobs and then your hips like come all small down. So he actually looks according to your whole body, which was really nice for me, and that's how I trusted him. When he was inside, he put different sizes in for me, and he said the 1 was too small and the 300 was too big for me. So I ended up getting a 280. And basically I can say that I am wearing a C right now. Not like a full C, I would rather say it's a smaller C and not a B. I don't fit into a B, I wear a C. But I wouldn't say it's a huge C. So I'm really happy with what he decided. Basically the doctor decided what size suits me best, and I was really scared that afterwards he would choose the wrong size for me. But honestly, I don't know why I was scared, because it just looked perfect. And even my sister, he also did the same to her, and hers also looked perfect to me. No, not according to my doctor. It doesn't affect mammograms. It's not like it's going to block something, a problem, and get in the way. Capsule contraction is one of the disadvantages. One of the things that can affect your body if you have a boob job is basically when your body rejects the material that has been put in. It causes infection, and I'm not sure what else. I haven't read much about that. But I asked the doctor about it, and he said to me, he cannot guarantee me 100% because I could be the rare case of that. But it does happen, and I'm not going to lie and say that it cannot happen to you. I haven't had any problems with that, and I haven't felt any symptoms or effect that my body is rejecting the foreign material. The doctor told me that there used to be a lot of problems with the previous implant or the material that they used. There used to be a lot of capsule contraction cases, but he says with the new technology and the way they designed and the material that they actually use for the implant, he has only had a few rare cases, but he's been doing it for years. So it depends from doctor to doctor. Some doctors are really busy. It depends if you're going in Johannesburg and Pretoria, it seems to be a lot more busier, and there are obviously more popular doctors than others. But my doctor, I phoned, and 5 days later I got a consultation with him, because obviously he's a plastic surgeon. He does a lot of other things other than boobs, like face jobs and people who have been in accidents and all of those things. So he's really busy, but I got a consultation 5 days later. It differs from person to person. I had to wear a surgical bra for 2 weeks, so in that time I wasn't allowed to sweat or to work out because I couldn't actually wash that area or get as wet. In that case, I couldn't exercise in that time. 5 days after my operation, I started to do slow walking exercises, like just down the road, just for a little bit of exercise, because I was tired of just sitting at home and lying down and walking inside the house. So I just did a little bit of heels also, but not in the way that I would sweat. I think it depends on if you got under the muscle, over the muscle, because I think it would take a longer time to recover and to start working out if you went under the muscle. So it was quicker for me to start working out, but again, it depends from person to person. I know of some people who have done cardio after a week. I wouldn't suggest that. I would suggest at least 2 weeks, just to give yourself some time to recover. I know it's really difficult if you're in the routine of exercising and fitness and to get back into it, but I was scared I would hurt myself, and the doctor advised me not to exercise for the first 2 weeks. So I know my sister went back into the gym after 6 weeks, but that was because she did it over December holidays. So she was in any case like at the beach and on holiday, so she didn't really work out or go to the gym. But after 6 weeks, I know she felt good enough to work out. I was back in the gym and lifting weights after 5 weeks, but it wasn't like heavy weights because I was scared I would hurt myself, so I just started off slow again. I think you just have to listen to your body and see how you feel, because it differs from person to person. That's what I did. After 5 weeks I went back to the gym, and then I knew I couldn't like give my all that I always had, so I just started off slow, and then I started improving from there. For the first week, I couldn't use my arms to do things like push myself up into a sitting position from lying down. So my mom actually had to lift me up to sit up straight, because you can't push, because this muscle is going to be used a lot in any of those movements. Like I couldn't really bath because I couldn't shower because I couldn't wet my boobs, obviously. So I had to sit in the bath on my one knee and get up in that way, because if I sat down on my bum, I couldn't get up, because actually if you think about it, you use your hands and your arms so much because you push yourself up. So I just didn't have the strength to pull myself up like that from a sitting position. And in hospital, I couldn't really use my arms. I could reach for my phone. I struggled to eat by myself using my arms, because these muscles really get weak, and it kind of hurts when you do movements. It was difficult for the first day, but from the second day I could actually do small things without using my arms too much. Like you can't like open a fridge, for example, or pour in water from a kettle because it's too heavy and it's putting too much strain on those muscles. The operation was 45 minutes, but from taking my pre-med and in the ward and getting out and waking up, it was 2 hours, because I went in at 1 and I remember I came out at 3. The incisions are 4 centimeters long and they are below the boob right over here. I will post pictures. And the stitches they put in are dissolvable. I would say after 5 to 6 weeks you will start feeling normal again. You will start to feel like your boobs are part of your body, because for the first few weeks it's really weird. Like it just feels like things like stuck onto your body, like it's not your boobs. It's weird to explain, but if you do it you'll know what I mean. But after 6 weeks they felt part of my body and I could like call them my boobs, my new boobs. Or like some people say, my new girls. Okay, so if I had to give you a year update of what I feel like now, I haven't had any pain like physically, just not by touching it, except the only thing I can say is when it's cold, that's what I realized. Then sometimes I get a little bit of pain, but not like pain that it bothers me or that I have to take painkillers. The other thing that I can say is, I'm not sure if everyone experiences this, but if I push my own boobs like hard, then it is sensitive and sometimes it can be painful. So I wouldn't say that they are the way they used to be. My nipples are quite sensitive, like if I rub my hands over them, it's quite sensitive. I have those small issues, but it's not really something major and it doesn't affect my life. I didn't expect my boobs to be normal again or just to be perfect. I think it differs from person to person, because my sister doesn't have those weird feelings like pain, that it's painful, or when you squish them they are sensitive and sore. I don't know, maybe I need to give it a little bit more time, because some people say you have to give it a year, even more, for your body to adjust to your new boobs. But I'm really happy with the results so far, and it's a year later and they look perfect to me. I really love my boobs now, and before I was really self-conscious to be in a bikini and that. It's nice to actually buy shirts which need boobs to be able to wear them. I don't know if you know what I mean, but only girls who don't have boobs will know what it feels like. Another extra thing that I just want to add is that a lot of people are ashamed of wanting to go for a boob job, or they feel like people will judge them or something like that. Just make sure that you are doing it for yourself and no one else. Maybe for your husband or your boyfriend also, but the main factor must be that you are doing it for yourself, to feel better, to be able to look in the mirror and you actually feel good about yourself. And I'm not saying all girls that don't have boobs don't feel good about themselves, but I'm just saying that's how I felt. I feel a lot more confident, and I just feel like a girl. You can't explain it. Please don't judge me on that. And in any case, when I went for my boob job, I just had this attitude like, I don't care what anyone thinks about it. I don't care what family is going to say about it, or if they're going to judge me on it, or if they're going to think bad about me. I really don't care. I just got to a stage in my life where if they think bad about me, then who cares? Like, I'm not doing it for them, I'm doing it for myself. So just make sure that you are doing it for yourself and not to impress anyone else, because that's the main reason that I got it. It was for me and not to impress anyone out there, not to walk on the streets and people say, wow, look at her boobs. It wasn't for that reason at all. I can make this video go on for like 2 hours because I wrote down so many things to say and I took so many notes during my operation. I did a blog on it. I did like how I felt every single day almost, and then I did an update again. I did photos. So I'm gonna post the link somewhere over here down below. Look for the link, and then you can read like a detailed explanation. If you have any further questions, you can just comment below on my YouTube channel under the video, and then I will try to answer your question for you. Just the last little thing is, if you are scared of doing it, or if you are scared that you're going to regret it, just do your research properly and just find a doctor that you trust. Then you will really have the best experience ever. Sometimes I think like, why didn't I do this like long ago? But I didn't have the money to do it. Actually, I think like, how did I survive without boobs? Like now it's so part of me. I really love my boobs. It's weird to say it, but I'm obsessed with my boobs now. And not to be vain or to think a lot about myself, but it's really one of the best things that I did for myself in my whole lifetime. All people may not agree on that in a religious way or in different opinions that they have. So I just hope that I helped someone, and I hope I can really convince you, if you are trying to think about whether or not to go for it, then I think you really should consider it if you have the money and if your circumstances in your life is right. Have a happy, beautiful, pretty day.